Amina was born on a quiet morning, in a village where the road ended and life began without promises. The houses were made of mud and rusted zinc. The air carried dust, smoke, and prayers whispered into the wind. When she cried for the first time, no one spoke of destiny. They spoke of survival. Her mother held her close, exhausted but grateful. Her father stood outside, staring at the sky, calculating a future he could not afford. In this village, children learned early that dreams were dangerous things. Dreams asked for food, school fees, and time, things poverty rarely gave. As Amina grew, the village became her classroom. She learned the sound of hunger before she learned numbers. She learned patience before she learned how to write her name. Morning came with responsibilities, not toys. Childhood here was brief. The sun rose hard and unforgiving, and by the time it reached its peak, Amina was already tired. Yet even then, something lived quietly inside her, a curiosity, a restlessness. She watched birds fly and wondered where they were going. She listened to passing radios and imagined the places those voices came from. No one noticed this hunger for more. In a place where everyone struggled, hope was silent. And so Amina's story began, not with miracles, but with dust, silence, and a girl who didn't yet know she would one day refuse to remain small. By the time Amina could walk, responsibility had already found her. Childhood did not ask her what she wanted. It told her what needed to be done. Every morning before the sun fully rose, she followed her mother to the stream, carrying a yellow jerrycan nearly half her size. The road was long. Her feet learned pain early. Stones cut, heat burned, but stopping was not an option. Water was life, and life demanded effort. Along the way, Amina watched other girls just like her, small, quiet, determined, moving in lines like ants, all carrying burdens too heavy for their age. There were no questions, only routine. Sometimes she passed children in uniforms walking toward school. Their laughter floated in the air like something forbidden. Amina watched silently, memorizing the way their books were held, the way their shoes lifted dust differently. At home, chores filled the rest of the day. Washing clothes by hand, cooking with firewood, watching younger siblings. At night, exhaustion replaced play. The stars became her ceiling, and the sound of crickets became her lullaby. Yet in those quiet moments, something strange happened. Amina imagined herself elsewhere, in classrooms, in hospitals, in places where people listened when she spoke. These thoughts scared her. She kept them secret. In her world, dreaming without permission could break you. But even as her hands grew rough and her back learned fatigue, her mind remained awake, waiting, learning, hoping. The first day Amina entered a classroom, she felt like an intruder in someone else's world. The walls were cracked. The desks were old. But to her, it was a palace. She held her borrowed notebook like it might disappear if she blinked too long. Her uniform didn't fit properly. Her shoes were secondhand and broken at the sole. Still, she sat up straight, afraid that slouching might expose how badly she wanted to be there. The teacher spoke, and Amina listened as though each word was gold. Letters formed shapes. Numbers made sense of chaos. For the first time, the world felt like something she could understand, not just endure. But school was not gentle. Hunger followed her into the classroom. Sometimes her stomach growled loudly enough to draw laughter. Other children whispered. Some mocked her torn books. Others avoided her completely. Still, she stayed. Each lesson became a small rebellion against her circumstances. Each completed assignment felt like proof that she belonged somewhere beyond survival. Hunger was no longer a visitor in Amina's life. It became a permanent resident. It followed her into classrooms, into prayers, into sleep. Some days, she went to school with nothing but water in her stomach, pretending it was enough. There were moments when her body betrayed her. Dizziness during lessons, blurred vision while reading, weakness that made standing feel like punishment. The teacher noticed, but resources were limited. Sympathy could not replace food. Classmates noticed too. Whispers became laughter. Laughter became labels. Poor girl, village girl. Each word landed quietly, but deeply. Amina learned the art of silence. She lowered her head. She hid her tears. She swallowed her pride because pride did not feed anyone. One afternoon, hunger forced her to leave class early. As she walked home, shame wrapped itself around her tighter than hunger ever could. She questioned herself for the first time. Was education worth this pain? At home, her mother noticed the change. The slower steps. The silence. That night, her mother split her own meal in half and placed the bigger portion in front of Amina without a word. That simple act became a turning point. Amina realized that quitting would not only betray herself, it would betray the sacrifices being made for her to sit in that classroom. And so, even when humiliation tried to shrink her, she chose to remain, quietly, firmly. The breaking point didn't come loudly. It arrived gently, disguised as exhaustion. One evening, Amina collapsed while washing clothes. Her small body finally admitted what her spirit had been hiding. Neighbors gathered. Fear filled the room. Her mother cried softly, blaming herself. In that moment, Amina felt guilt heavier than hunger. She wondered if her dreams were too expensive. For weeks, she stayed home. School continued without her. Each passing day felt like the closing of a door. She listened to the sounds of children passing by and felt the distance growing. But something unexpected happened. Her teacher visited. He didn't bring money. He brought words. He reminded her mother that some children carried futures, too important to abandon. He spoke of Amina's intelligence, her discipline, her fire. Those words reignited something that pain had almost extinguished. Amina returned to school weaker in body, but stronger in resolve. She had touched the edge of disappearance and stepped back. From the day Amina returned to school, something inside her changed permanently. She no longer saw education as an opportunity. She saw it as survival. Quitting was no longer a thought she entertained, not because things had become easier, but because she understood what giving up truly cost. Her mornings became quieter and more deliberate. She woke before dawn, not just to help at home, but to read. Even when her eyes burned from lack of sleep, she pushed through. She had learned that comfort was temporary, but consequences were not. At school, she sat closer to the front. She asked questions, even when her voice trembled, even when classmates stared, even when answers came slowly. She stopped shrinking to fit into silence. Knowledge demanded space, and she decided to take it. At night, she studied by candlelight. The flame flickered, sometimes dying suddenly, forcing her to wait patiently before relighting it. Those moments taught her resilience. She learned to continue even when the light disappeared. There were still days of hunger, days of exhaustion, days when doubt whispered that her effort was meaningless. But she had crossed a line she could not return from. She had already suffered too much to walk away empty-handed. Her teachers noticed the change. So did her classmates. The girl they once ignored was now answering questions correctly. The girl they laughed at was now leading group discussions. Respect arrived quietly, earned through consistency rather than noise. Amina did not become fearless. She became determined. And determination, she learned, was stronger than confidence. It carried her forward when belief alone was not enough. Opportunity did not arrive with celebration. It came on an ordinary afternoon, posted on a faded notice board outside the school office. A piece of paper flapping gently in the wind. A list of names written in ink that could change lives. Amina almost walked past it. She had learned not to expect good news. Hope had disappointed her too often. But something pulled her back. A quiet instinct she had learned to trust. She scanned the list slowly twice. Then again. Her name was there. For a moment, the world stood still. The noise of students faded. Her breathing slowed. She felt lightheaded, unsure whether to laugh or cry. This was not just a scholarship. It was permission. Permission to continue. Permission to dream without apology. Fear followed immediately. Leaving home meant leaving everything familiar. Her parents, the village that shaped her. But staying meant watching her potential disappear, one missed opportunity at a time. That evening, her mother listened quietly as Amina spoke. There were tears. There was silence. Then there was agreement. Sacrifice had already been made. This was simply its reward. When Amina packed her few belongings, she understood that opportunity rarely arrives fully formed. It comes fragile, demanding courage to accept it. And she accepted. The city was overwhelming. Loud streets, fast conversations, buildings that made the sky feel distant. Amina had never felt smaller or more alive. She struggled at first. The lessons moved faster. The competition was sharper. For the first time, effort alone was not enough. She failed tests, missed expectations, felt invisible again. But she remembered hunger. She remembered home. And she adjusted. She learned how to learn. How to ask for help. How to recover from failure without letting it define her. Slowly, confidence replaced fear. Not the loud kind, the steady kind. She worked part-time, studied late, balanced exhaustion with ambition. Her past no longer embarrassed her. It fueled her. Over time, her results improved. Then recognition followed. Professors noticed her discipline. Opportunities opened. Doors that once seemed sealed responded to persistence. Amina was no longer just surviving a system. She was mastering it. Transformation did not come through sudden success. It came through repeated refusal to quit. Years later, when Amina returned to her village, everything felt familiar, yet different. The roads were the same, the houses unchanged. But her perspective had grown. Her mother stood at the doorway when she arrived. No words were spoken at first. Only tears. Only embrace in that moment. The years of sacrifice found their meaning. Neighbors gathered. Children watched. The girl who once carried water now carried possibilities. Amina didn't return with arrogance. She returned with gratitude, with humility, with a quiet pride that came from knowing she had honored every sacrifice made on her behalf. She had not escaped her roots, she had strengthened them. Amina's story did not end with her success. It began there. She understood that achievement meant little if it stopped with her. So she returned often, spoke to young girls, funded school materials, listened to stories that sounded painfully familiar. She became evidence that circumstances could be challenged, that poverty could be confronted. Before you go, drop a comment, like the video, and click the subscribe button for more stories. Thanks for watching.